consecutively, and they drew against Simba Bora, which was one of those games. But it doesn't mean they are the better side of this afternoon. Also, FC Platinum is not a walkover. It's a good team, and they've got a very good history, especially playing here. Okay. And like Max said about them, at one time they were probably the face of football in Zimbabwe. Yeah. And all together, that one can be built again against a big club, and it's a very good game. We anticipate this afternoon.
So it has been a season of ups and downs for FC Platinum. Remember, at the beginning of the season, they did have a new manager in the name of Joe Lupatla, who in the football circles go over there in Dubai. Now they haven't received so many wins. And looking into how many games they've played at home, this is going to be their 12th outing. And looking into the number of games they've won all season, we are talking about 6 games. And of all those 6 games they've won, 3 have come here at home. And the last time they did win at home was when they played Chicken Inn, and they won by 2-1. And it has been a very long time since they last won at home. And now this is one record you don't want, especially with a few games left. 6 wins altogether, and at home you've only won 3. And the last win came when you played almost 10 match days ago against Chicken Inn. How is the feeling with Joe Lupatla and his men as they try to play at Mandava Stadium for the 12th time?
Look, I think that's where it's probably their hugest problems this season. I think they have not managed to get going at home. And, with how long the season is, now we're getting to match day number 24. And you're talking about how crucial those home wins could be as well in terms of the prospects of where you are on the log table. And if you look at those stats, then Chief Justice as well, you think they are now 9th on the log table because they haven't been able to get going at home. I think that has been that will be a worry for Joel Pasha. I think it's a season where probably they have not performed to where they would want it to be, as we're just seeing that locked up as well. Yeah. Only 31 points so far, those 6 wins, and the number of draws. Almost 13 draws, probably up there with the most draws. Also, we just Highlanders, we know how where they were drawing in the season. So I think that's probably a huge concern for Joel Lupatla, getting the maximum points at home. They've dropped so many points at home, and I think that's an issue that they would want to fix towards the end of the season.
And then, Chief, we were talking about 3 wins at home, and of the 3 wins, we are talking then 6 draws, and then probably 2 losses. Yeah. I mean, the number of points they have received playing at home is not exactly what you'd expect from an FC Platinum team. What has been going wrong for Joe Lupatla and his men?
I think, altogether, Tendai, it's an issue of a new team, new coach, especially the coach, is bringing in a new style of play into the team. We all know FC Platinum for quite long. They've been under Norman Mapeza. So right now they've got a new coach with different philosophy, altogether. But the good thing about them is they were not losing much. They were just gaining a point, of which, fine, they were gaining a point out of 3 all the matches. But if you are to say for improvement as a team, I think they improved. I think they are doing well. They are sitting at number 9, which is not bad. I think give him one season, especially this season, give him up to the end, see how the progress it is, and then go forward, especially in the next season is very important for them. Like now we can understand, it's here trying to bring in players. Like you see now they've added Mushore into their squad. They let Nyasulu go. It's all, dynamics, is changing. But I think it's altogether, I don't see it as a big problem. It's just a challenge that, we expect more from them. We expect more from them against the number of wins and draws and their losses. They accumulated less here at Mandava, but less points here at Mandava, of which, by what we know, by virtue of what we know, they used to win almost every game here. But I think they are going forward, and they are a good team. And obviously, Joel Lupatla, he has got some of good ideas towards his team. You can see the shape up is coming up, and it's very important.
Yeah, I think, just to add on, I think it's that transition, like Chief Justice is saying. I think the fans would expect it to be quite quick, but it's never like that. It's a new era of football here. And I think it does take some time. You need to give him the time to express his different way of playing as well. So quite fair to Joe Lupatla there.
And now we're looking into head-to-head. And in the last almost 10 years, FC Platinum and Dynamos have faced off 27 times. And FC Platinum has managed to become the more victorious team of the two. And looking into the last 5, it was a draw at Rufaro Stadium where we had Garikaide Matsika and Abu Gwatidzo scoring in that game. And then another one that was played at Rufaro Stadium in the previous season, a nil-all draw, another draw as well, and then Dynamos winning and FC Platinum winning. Not so much to separate these two teams. It means that template is almost similar. you don't go past 3 goals if it's going to be, and you're just looking into the last 5. But from history, FC Platinum, maybe during that era where they had Nomen Mapesa, they've been the more dominant team.
Definitely a little bit of an edge over Dynamos. I think there's particular stat, if you look at that, I think it's the fact that in all the wins, probably the team that is playing at home is had just a little bit of an advantage. Of course, low scoring, but we were just talking with Chief Justice just before coming on air, talking about that bars coming in with Dynamos in terms of that new manager bounce, as they call it, probably going to encourage these two teams to be much more expressive. I don't think FC Platinum have anything to lose as well, because it has been an average season for them. They have to go out there, express themselves. For Dynamos, still thinking that they're in a title chase, that probably is going to give a little bit of impetus in terms of getting the goals this afternoon.
And then for you, Chief, does the head-to-head in the last 5 and also in the last 27, will it matter? Because we have had some coaches say, you know what happened in the reverse fixture probably won't matter, because that was like some 15, 16 games ago. Will history come into play this afternoon?
Yeah, of course, you need history, it matters most, There are two giants meeting, they are clashing here. They've got whatever happened here, they've got whatever happened at Rufaro Stadium. So all that counts. Everyone wants to beat. When they were champions before, the previous years as FC Platinum, everyone wanted to beat them. So now they're also look at the position they are. It's a game where each and every player is motivated. So you bring in everything, whatever you have. Even as a coach, these are the games which you can test your ammunition, and it's very important. And I also look at the quality of the players in the squads.
Yeah.
They also have to showcase here. This is not going to be a little bit physical. It's going to be more entertaining in terms of the abilities, showing off, passing, moving, the technical aspect of each and every player. I think it's going to be unleashed today. They all try to play a passing game, so it's very important for this type of a game, and especially with the type of players they have and the type of football the coaches like. It's it's countable. We have to see what they are made of this afternoon.
Okay, so we're now looking into an FC Platinum team that could have got 33 points, but because of a poor home record, they have a total of 15 points out of a possible 33. Now, we are also going to be touching a little bit on Dynamos. They talk about the new manager bounce. Remember, they have a new manager who is going to be managing his 4th game of the season since coming off after Genesis Mangombe was let go. They still call him a technical director. We still get to get a little bit of clarity on who then, on what his actual role is. But remember, the first game that he played, it was a fantastic 4-0 against Agama, and then he won by 2-0 against Moors away. And this is going to be his 2nd away game. They drew to Simbabura. But now, what will Dynamos do? Remember, in the opening fixture, they did win, they did play to a 1-0 draw, and then Abel Guatizo was the man that drew the headlines, scoring that penalty. Left back, but it's fantastic on any given day.
Absolutely fantastic. I think he scored crackers the last time around, just looking at that penalty. Very cool, calm and composed. I think he has been very crucial in all that Dynamos
He scored screamers also this season.
Wow, you can definitely pick 1 or 2 goals that are going to be contenders for goal of the season from Guatizo as well. Quite impressive how he overlaps going forward. Is someone he can use in terms of having that attacking threat. But quite interesting, I haven't really seen that is Aristoka using him as much this time around. But I think he's never holding back, and that's what we would like from the new technical director. He does make the substitutions when needed. So he's a man who's on a mission in terms of looking for goals, making sure that he gets all the 3 points when the chance comes around. So in terms of the approach, I do think that we're going to be seeing much more attacking football, especially coming from Dynamos. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how he does use those players like Abu Guatizo as well in this one.
And then the big Romanian Dynamos manager, or rather technical director, Aristica Choba, will be managing his 4th game of the season. He has a total of 7 points out of a possible 9. And that's a good start. And we have had so many Dynamos fans are in line with this plan, and they think this is going to be going on forever and ever. But before we talk about him, there's also Garikai Dematsika for FC Platinum. He's one midfielder who has been on everyone's lips, and has been very fantastic during the course of the season.
Yeah, Dematsika, a very good player, the whole country knows. We all know, he's industrious and he's very intelligent for a midfielder, Look the way he plays all the time. He's very good. He scored in Harare in the reverse fixture.
Yep.
Yeah, actually this afternoon, in that afternoon, he had a very good game. I think he was probably the man of the match. He detects the pass in midfield. He does everything with the ball. He's intelligent. He attacks. He goes forward. He's got good technique. So in a player, he's more of a complete player. If you look, he's probably the best midfielder we have in the country.
And then quickly, Chief, the new manager bounce. I mean, Aristika Chuba coming in. Dynamos fans celebrating in English now.
They like him. He had a very good start. I would say for someone who doesn't really understand the Zimbabwean football. But as a football person, I think he adjusted quickly. All those results, he got some points, and it's very important. 7 out of 9, like you said, and I think for me, it's a pass. That's why you can see even the Vietnam stand had to like him, and also what he brings, into the game.
And then that's Dynamo's last 5 fixtures. Looking into Simbabura, the only game in the last 3 they did manage to get a single goal on the board, and then against Moors away in Norton. 2 fantastic goals, and then against Adrok, which was a difficult fixture as well. Remember, this game could not be completed at Chawanda, but then Demira in 14 minutes managed to do that. And then the biggest win so far in the season against Agama. I mean, and it was his first game in charge. Must be fantastic.
Impressive. I think that's exactly what the Dynamos fans and everyone involved in Dynamos would have wanted to see on the pitch. The lovely display of attacking football. If you look at that era with Genesis Mangobe, I think everyone was frustrated because of the style of play and some other issues as well. But straight off, Aristika sticking to what he knows best, which is that expressive attacking football. And if you look at those results, brilliant returns for him as well, as we are also just looking at FC Platinum's last 5 as well. So it's a tale of 2 teams who have been in different positions in different times as well. So probably not the return that would have loved as well. Drawing with Manica Diamonds and also drawing with Hunters, those are games that you're expecting them to win. But then they also get good draws in there. Also that game against the Highlanders here at home, and then that good win against Bulawayo Chiefs. So that continuation of the run, can they get a back-to-back win? I think that will be the question for Joe Luprasha and his squad this afternoon as well. So it's actually setting up to be a nice encounter this afternoon.
So barely do they not score whenever they do play. They might find it difficult to get the win, but every time they do play, if the opposition scores, you're guaranteed that FC Platinum also get a goal on the board. But it hasn't been impressive so far. Under 23 games as we're heading into match day number 24, 16 goals they have scored, 16 goals they have conceded, which is not something that you really need to be looking out for. And now on your screens, we're just looking into the arrivals, which just sets the ambience of what is going to be happening this afternoon. I mean, we do know FC Platinum, they are a well-funded club, and it was also supposed to come into play. I mean, you get it. We are in this small town, but I mean, they have made this a very big statement of being where they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, 4-time champions, they've dominated Zimbabwean football, definitely. I don't think as pure as it used to be, as they call it, the pure platinum play so far this season. But it's a very good team, and I like what Chief Justice was saying, as we were just saying, Selemani there, and also just to talk about Ematsika. They are trying to build that team around him because he's a star player. And Joel Lupasha, we have that time to include other players as well to come in into that squad. And I think they do have, potential to go back Mushore as well, coming in back into the
team. And then there is a name, squad time they played, Isak Gurirab. He's a star player. I mean, played for Scotland at some point, and now he's here in the small town of Shane.
Yeah, he's bringing in some experience from wherever he came from, and I think it was a good additional. He needed that in attack. It's very important. Sometimes you need different options, and I think they have the options up front. Gururab, we all know him. Given the chance, he's a player who can decide a game. He's a player who works hard all the time, and his runs are very important, especially towards the goal. So I think for Joel Patha's team, it's very important. Like you see, they will try by all means to use the wingers, of which they will need.
He does have Trevor Boone on the wings as well. One of his trusted lieutenants as well.
Yes, Trevor on the right is very good. He plays probably as a winger, attacking winger, but he's a right back. But I think it's very important. In this game, he's one key player as well.
And that's the arrival of the team that's currently sitting on number 3. And we are quite expectant of what they are bringing. There's been a no fear factor in As to what they are doing now, they have new additions in terms of attack.
Yep.
You know, from Scotland, they do have Nathan Mtasa as well. So it means it still has a lot to prove, but it means he's an exciting. Maybe he's going to be the poster boy for Dynamos.
Yeah, definitely English Brown also coming in through for Dynamos. I think, if you look at the whole squad, probably more attacking players than anything else. You have Frank Agerman leading the Ghanaian in front of goal. He has been brilliant for them, probably scoring the most important goals so far. And they've been adding up, and you can just feel the bars around. As you just see him, Aristoka joining in and the dancing and singing. That's lovely to see. Lovely to see. Yeah.
So yeah, that is the dressing room for Dynamos, the visiting team. 2 Mtasas, or maybe 3 now, that they do have in the fold, if I'm not mistaken. But it just shows you how fantastic of a club it is. 7 million fans, but I don't think they've come in their numbers this afternoon yet at Mandava Stadium. We'll wait to see as fans are slowly trickling down. Now we're going to be linking out to the coaches and hear what they had to say before the game that we are all expecting to start in a few moments.
Dynamos last 12 games, I think they haven't lost a game. They've won 6, they've drawn 6. That tells you that we're coming up against a formidable side. We all know Dynamos is the best club in the country, the biggest club in the country. So for us, playing at home, we haven't won that much here. And the plan today is to make sure that we give good results to our fans. I know they've been stuffed of good results. We've played 5 games here, we haven't won. And coming up against Dynamos, that is in form. I think it makes it a little bit difficult, but we are confident in what we do. We are confident in what we have been doing. We have the boys, we have the good players that at any given time they can win the game. So we want to try and make sure that we put a lot of pressure on them. We're playing at home, we go at them. But apart from that, I think we've been playing good football. We haven't been scoring here at home, but with the confidence that we had over the weekend away from home, we're hoping that we can take that confidence, we bring it here to our home fans. For us, it's always been about the mental strength of the players. You know, when you miss 1, you miss 2, in your mind, you like, we can't score. So most of the times when these boys have the chances, I feel like they are not composed, but we've been trying to make sure that we help them in composure and making sure that they are relaxed in front of goal, because I think this has always been the missing part in our game. We play good football, we are not scoring. So dominating and not winning is not good. So at the end of the day, we need to score goals for us to win games. So I'm hoping that for today we are going to open the floodgates.
All the game is the big. Yes, us we have only 2 days from recovery the play after the game from Simba. You will try recovery the player from ready today from fighting. It's not easy. Sunday intensity game from the Simba and Wednesday again away from the game. But us try the best. All the player is ready from the game. You're coming only maybe 1 or 2 new player from help the team, from give energy from the team, and go from our plan today again from have the good result. Today is very important to us about is coming here from the result. You're coming from the plan today, not go back, not the good result, and it's very important to us. Collect the maximum points is not easy. Respect the opponent. Opponent is coming after 5 game draw and 1 win. A long time not win here the home. He like win the game from the supporter, but also us need these 3 points from possible stay in the top in the league. And it's clear today you will play from the result in the game.
So the players are already on the pitch and we're just going to be asking for predictions, and after that we'll switch over to commentary. Starting off with you, Chief, your predictions this afternoon.
I think 1-1.
1-1,
Yeah.
not over exaggerating it. And your marks?
Yeah,
2-1
sure.
Dynamos.
2-1 Dynamo. So that's the predictions. We'll come across each other at halftime. For now, we'll switch over to commentary.
Very good afternoon and a warm welcome. It is the Midlands province that welcomes the whole of Zimbabwe in this match day 24 in the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Mandava Stadium is the place to be, the home of pure platinum play. Four-time champions in the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. They welcome all the way from the capital, that is 21 times title winner in Dynamos, the Glamour Boys, in this very important encounter. It is quite exciting to have you on board as we give you this game live for analysis, joined by Prosper Chanu. Prosper, big game that we have today. Take us through maybe the style of play as they approach this game.
Yeah, good day, Sandra, and good afternoon to all the viewers out there. They keep coming, these encounters. The season is ongoing and it never stops. For me, the key question is how much has FC Platinum moved on from Mapeza? Remember, Mapeza won the title 3 times and a couple of domestic cups as well. But now Joe Lupatla has been entrusted to move on with Maplato. And they have a tough task today because they meet a supremely confident Dynamos outfit who have completely transformed their season. 4 wins and a draw in that, and they're the form side, and I'm sure they'll be fancying their chances to collect maximum points away from home.
Yeah, indeed, a big encounter, but as for the referees in charge for this game, center referee Owen Manenda, assisted by Mkebisi Maposa, Michael Zulu, and the fourth official is Prince Moyo. So these are the match official tasked with a very tricky encounter in Mandava Stadium, and that is the home side posing for a picture before the game begins. The side that is looking to change their fortunes, and the 4-3-3 formation is what Coach Joel Patla has gone for, with maybe a change that he believes it brings in a bit of depth in the club. You look at in the back four, they've got Bunu, Jubani, Ngaruka as well, a new signing for this side, and Glovu, the captain. Then Mushore Mason, one of the latest players coming on board as well. And for Dynamos, technical director Aristika Chioba has gone for that 5-3-2 formation with 5 defenders in the back, making sure no one gets past them. Makoni, he has a lot of support in that back line. Then in the middle of the park, maybe produced by how they played in the weekend fixture, the likes of Perfect Twende in the starting lineup, and Sidibe as well, the new signing for the side. He's getting another start in this squad, so it looks like there's a lot of technical change, especially for Coach Aristika Chio, by bringing that 5-3-2 formation.
Spot on, Sandra. Dynamos Timbare, they well and truly in the championship conversation. They were unlucky not to walk away with maximum points. I thought they played well in their home fixture over the weekend against Simba Bora, and they're on the road today. Perhaps a chance for them to express themselves away from the pressure of Vietnam against an FC Platinum side who have been lackluster, it has to be said, at home. 13 draws they've had, and their home form certainly has been mediocre, and an opportunity now in this encounter against Dynamos. You don't need a lot of influence to turn it up against Timbare. There is Joe Lupatla. He's still early in his managerial career. He's been entrusted big shoes to fill after what Mapeza did in the small town of Zishawane.
Yeah, indeed, and going to have to wait a moment before the game starts, but eyes on his watch. We might be starting soon in this encounter, but big game, and that's the kickoff whistle. And the game has started. It is FC Platinum dressed in their home kit, that bright yellow. Coach Aristika Chioba has a lot to say, and he's a man already on his feet. He knows this is not going to be an easy game. And Dynamos, the side that is coming in from the capital, dressed in red, that is their away kit, and they are attacking from right to left. FC Platinum from left to right of your screens. So already the game has started. major encounter. This one, you look at how they are coming in for FC Platinum. It's a big victory against Bulawayo Chiefs in an away game. They won by just a single goal to nil, and it was Isaac Gurerab who managed to find the back of the net, and Oscar Bebe winning man of the match. So it was an all-rounder of performance that they were able to bring on board. You look at Dynamos against Simba Bora. We gave you that game live at Rufaro Stadium, a 0-0 draw between the two sides. You can tell they really worked hard to maybe get something out of it. We get a replay of the first challenge of the game, as this is going to be quite competitive between these two sides.
Yeah, that's Muchenje going in a bit too hard. And that tells you straight away that FC Platinum are willing to take the attack to this much fancy Dynamo side. We've been on a purple patch, but Platinum can play. It's just the draws that has been the problem. But they have an attacking style of football, and an opportunity this afternoon on their home turf to try and collect the big 3 points.
Yeah, and now it's on their move. Dematsika just making a pass, delivered, squared perfectly into the box. And that is pure Platinum play there in display. That's how they're going to be approaching this encounter. The earliest that they can to get the goals, they're going to go after it. You look at the last two games, and there's that replay. Good pass coming in from Dematsika to Jubani. And just the clearance on time. And they're taking it from the corner, the first corner of the game, quite too low, and just headed out of the danger zone, but not too far from home. Lifted softly and collected quite nicely by Makoni. But now it is a change in tides as Dynamos bring in their own flair. There is a reason why they're called the Glamour Boys after all. And the referee being made part of the game there and slowing down the momentum. But Chiova, he says a lot on the sides there. But he is a technical director who has enjoyed some beautiful moments. You look at the 3 games that he's been in charge of. Just that stain on his record against Simba Bora, were able to contain them. How well do you think they're going to fare in this away game?
Well, it remains to be seen, but definitely their style of football is attacking. They've got the 4-3-3 going. They like to keep the ball on the ground. So they're not going to come here to Mandava and sit back. They are definitely going to throw some punches. They do have the new man, Sidibe, up front to partner their top goal scorer, Frank Ajamang, who's on 11 goals. So they do have goals in them, Dynamos. And they want to be up there in that championship conversation. They are chasing Hard Rock and Scotland, who are at the top of the table.
Yeah, third placement on the log table. Quite a surprise looking at how they finished last season. 18th on the log table, only getting 39 points from 34 games. But this time around, it's a matter of from 23 games, they're able to get 41. There's a moment it's all about shielding it for the goalkeeper, Rafael PTC, who quickly distributes it. But it's all about that championship conversation. And that, to some extent, is the pressure on this Dynamo side, who are on a quick resurgence as they try to get in the conversation. That Neti playing it back to Mandava. It's a matter of how they're going to approach from the back, create something beautiful. This ground, this field is one that is well watered. Each morning before the game, you look at how the ball moves quite nicely on the ground, just supporting the style of play that FC Platinum bring on board. And Ebo Kwatito making a run forward to just try and create something, deliver something in the box.
Yeah, that is an interesting battle to look out for down the left-hand channel. Kwatizo operating on the left, and he'll be up against Tubelihle Jubani. And that's how they operate. Dynamos, they bring it via the wingers.
It's that competition as well, just to try to get to the ball. That was Tripva Bruno and Ebo Patizo, players that are quite familiar with each other, coming in from the Northern Region Division 1 soccer club, that is Golden Eagles. They know each other quite well. So it's going to be nice to see how they're going to play against each other. We get a replay.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical contact, no doubt about it. Both players going in hard in those 50-50 challenges. But Mujuru attracting the foul. No sign of the marauding winger Leroy Mavunga. Some off-the-field issues. Apparently it's a discipline issue we're hearing. And to be interesting to see how they fashion their attacks, because a lot of their transitions went through Mavunga over the weekend against Simbabora.
A good lift by Christopher Netti to just find Frank Ajiamang. And it is on this near side where they're trying to create something beautiful with the likes of Perfect Chikwende. He is in the starting 11 this time around after coming on as a substitute in the previous game against Simbabora, and delivered a stellar performance that we all witnessed. Mandava bring it back for Landu, another player, the Congolese, who is also part of the starting 11. Handball shocked, he is Sidibe. He's one player who's earning his stripes from Burkina Faso, but played under coach Arestika Chioba at Adwana in Ghana. Trust between them, almost giving away a chance there. A good run in by Gurirab. Name is able to establish, coming in from Scotland, to be part of this side. And the change, it seems as though the pendulum is shifting towards FC Platinum in this opening 8 minutes.
Yeah, there's Mangesi and Dematsika in the heart of midfield. So just the opening exchanges, the two teams sizing each other out 8 minutes into it. But you can see the willingness for both teams to get the ball on the floor and play from there. So we're expecting a real technical and tactical affair between the two sides as that challenge comes in. On Chikwende is writhing in agony. Decisions to be made here for the referee.
He's showing that there's the first yellow card of the game for that challenge. The yellow card for Vitapi Ngaruka. He's the player to get that card.
Yeah, he is slippery, Chikwende. He came on late in the second half in their game against Simbabora, and he looked lively. He's entrusted to link up play, just playing those pockets into replace Pio Telmo, and that's what he brings, attracting those fouls. And FC Platinum have got to be watchful, because he likes getting on the ball on the half turn and manufacturing something out of nothing. And PTC now has the job of organizing his defense and trying to deal with this set piece opportunity for Dynamos.
Yeah, an opportunity for Dynamos that they can capitalize on. Christopher Netti, the man in charge. And there's that delivery. And they had the connection, not quite good enough for Shadrach Nyawa, the captain. They want to capitalize on this. FC Platinum have a tendency to score within the opening 15 minutes. And they would like to keep it that way for the entirety of the game. So the moment that Dynamos get a chance, they need to capitalize.
Yeah, especially that last one is FC Platinum drive forward. They have options out wide. But poor decision making in the end there from the captain. He had options, but they have recovered it.
They have recovered now. It is Trevor Bunu, slippery and creative on his feet. But quick sliding tackle to just salvage and lift something from this one. Isaac Landu seemingly in pain. But the pressure coming back once again with the debutant for this side, that is Mushore. And also it's a battle on this near side. Frank Ajiamang. And a sneaky little kick to just seal things off. It's very competitive, this game. I believe even before the start of this encounter, there's Joe Lupatla not pleased with what's happening. That is exactly what's happening on the other technical bench. Not happy. The center referee, the center of focus in this moment, as we get a replay.
It's all happening out there. Frank Ajemang going in too aggressively. Just goes to tell you that both camps, they want this game so badly. And everyone seems to be wanting to give an opinion on the bench. Aristika demonstrating, same thing with Lupatla. So that goes to tell you the passion that is prevalent between these two sides. Good to see. But FC Platinum, they are going forward. They are creating the opportunities.
They're creating the opportunities and not far. And oh my goodness, you look at the power that invested in trying.
Hurumende yoga aisiyo inokwanisa kuti titi madhama hayashandi mari iyoyo haiwanikwi yakati wandei. Ngatiuye tose unokwanisa kutsunya nepapa anoda kuita madiridziro ngaauye nemari yake tikwanise kuita madhamu aya. Takabudisa muzvinyorwa shoko rapresident rinonzi dam is an economy. Tikati madhamu aya anoita 100 nematanhatu 106 anokwanisa kuita madiridziro anosvika pachirungu 113,000 hectares. Ngatikoke vanhu vana veZimbabwe vaone kuti madiridziro anokwanisa kuti vaitewo business. Saka ndo atiri kufamba nawo iwayo kuti tikwanise kusvika pa 496,000 hectares dziya. Saka vanoziva, vanhu vane shungu, vanoda kuti vaite zvemadiridziro, mukova wakavhurika kuti tose tishande nehurumende tikwanise kuenderera mberi. Saka tatenda chaizvo bati vechikara.
Next question will come from Honorable Yavani.
My name is Hope Kadewere. Enjoy my music on Jive TV. Thank you so much.
Are you exploring new advertising opportunities? Then look no further. Jive TV, Zimbabwe's first ever music and entertainment channel, brings to all content related to arts and culture. It rhymes with your tunes. It is good for the heart and good for business. To promote your products and services, contact us on 0772 217 489 or 0712 831 178 and 0716 593 010. Vibe with Jive.
Tarira shure mondi dzosa meso angu bandino tarisa pasi mosimudzira meso angu baino uya iyo hondo dotarisira iminya kuchengeta
who's now on 11 goals. So he's still in the Golden Boot conversation. There's some of these players, the likes of Frank Ajiamang, who's really stepped up in terms of getting the goals. There was another opportunity that goals are begging, just unable to get it under control quickly enough before heading away, and it's back to PTC. Goes for a long distribution. Batizo watching it, good it up, coming into from behind. Ajiamang now getting a bit of a pump and opting for a throw in. Whatever you can get out of it is exactly what you're gonna go for. Ajiamang from a distance, hoping for a howler. And these are some of the fans, FC Platinum fans, as they watch this game, that they have fingers crossed that maybe, just maybe, Joe Lupatla and the boys can give them something to celebrate, as there hasn't been much to talk about getting enough space, but just unlucky. The takedown by Sidibe, and Nati beat to the bone.
Yeah, it's a decent crowd in. It is a midweek fixture, so you would expect that a lot of fans are still at work, but they have turned up. Also some traveling Dynamos fans as well. Jimbara always commands the following everywhere they go, don't they? But Mandava Stadium, they've seen success, and they want the Maplato side to get back to that winning form.
Yeah, trying to get back to winning form and doing a little bit too much there. You could have made a pass a little bit earlier. Now Bunu once again on the attack, plenty of space, and plays it wide. Disappointed at that. He had so much space to utilize, could have brought down the ball. Trevor Bunu, oh man, he knows these are kind of moments that you just make sure you find the back of the net.
Yeah, brilliant individual run from midfield from Trevor Bunu. He done the hard part, skillfully done to get behind the defensive line for Dynamos, and with the gaping goal, with the keeper to beat, he had one job to do and he blazed it out wide. But it's the first genuine opportunity we've witnessed here. They can prize open defenses, FC Platinum, and there was an example of that.
Very good example. One they will cry about if the game ends the way it is. But 20 minutes played, no goals as of yet, and that was a moment. Trevor Bunu almost getting something out of it. Guatizo playing it forward, and no whistle. Garuka is on the ground. They were calling for a stretcher, but he is okay. Sidibe was the man who wanted to go for that run. Almost getting a similar opportunity. And there's that Trevor Bunu chance once again. Oh man, the FC Platinum fans really might have felt that one.
Yeah, he definitely fluffed it, Bunu. He did get into that position, and that tells you the lack of confidence in this FC Platinum side, just when it comes to finishing it and putting it in the back of the net, as we see a decision going against Maplato. And the locals, they're not happy. They thought the ref was a bit harsh on that occasion. You can see the passion in the stands. It's just another look at that. It's a 50-50 challenge on Guatizo. Yeah, he went shoulder to shoulder. Perhaps too eager to get on the ball, and the referee adjudicating that it's a foul going to Dynamos.
Yeah, Mason Mashore almost getting a moment, in this encounter, coming in from AmaZulu in South Africa. He was unveiled quite recently for FC Platinum, and already he is part of the starting 11, showing a lot of trust and the style of football that it matches FC Platinum on every level. Long one forward. Good defensive work from Dynamos. Lematika coming in. Nyawa makes a switch and gets it under control. Stanley Billiard. Now it's Netty getting an applause. Glamorous Ajamang taking flight to just collect the ball. But Trevor Bunui is everywhere, making those runs, collecting. He needs to make a pass early enough, but composed enough. Plays it on for Kurirab, who makes a run, squares it, and another opportunity of the bar. A smile, you can't really be disappointed. It's not a goal, but the build-up was beautiful, and those are the celebrations. And that man right there, he was able to go and collect the ball. Now it is Kurirab who just squared it in, and he was there, and it's just the last clearance, or rather it was just a connection from Landu. But what a build-up from the side. Oscar Bebe from the corner, they played short, left it, headed back into play. Dematsika gets a left, and disappointing result, but that was a moment for FC Platinum.
Yeah, the second clear-cut opportunity for Maplazo, and you can tell that that's got the crowd going. Enterprising attacking football. They are getting in the positions, and unlucky on that occasion for that ball to ricochet off the bar. On another day, that deflection could have found the back of the net, but such is their keenness, Maplazo, to attack and go on the offensive, and the crowd are enjoying this brilliant, free-flowing attacking football. Gurirab chiefly responsible for linking up play, and Oscar Bebe and Trevor Bunu helping with numbers going forward. So it's going to be a tough afternoon for the Glamour boys. They are playing away. They have to find a way to arrest the darting runs from the middle of the park.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that four in front, the way that they are gelling and understanding each other. Quite impressive for FC Platinum. Now it's a matter of the visiting side getting a bit of a rhythm in this game. What do they want to do with the ball? And it's clear so far hasn't been much. Lovu to Dematsika. Gurirab, a push from behind, and whistle blown, and a free kick for this side, FC Platinum.
Yeah, I think Nyawa is being overrun in midfield. He's got Mujuru for company. Normally has Talmo Pio in there, but they're just getting on the ball comfortably, FC Platinum, and finding those empty pockets. And at the moment, Dynamos are left with no option but to put the lunge in and perhaps try and slow things down. But brilliant enterprising play for FC Platinum. Is that another opportunity? Bit of a penalty shot, but the referee pointing for a goal kick. Almost caught sleeping there, the Dynamos defense.
Yeah, could have given away a good opportunity to the side. Looked like a push. It would be nice to get a second look, but they're playing it from behind as they try to slow things down, absorb this FC Platinum side that has been coming at them for the past minutes. No rest for the men in red at the moment as their attack stems once again with Bebe on that side trying to evade the markers. and getting to the ground, signaling that maybe Christopher Netty could have done something to him, getting the attention of the referee. It's getting a little bit physical and emotional as well, but FC Platinum have been pressing and pressing good.
Yeah, a chance for a break for the two sides. It's been frenetic, isn't it? End-to-end stuff. But boy, oh boy, this FC Platinum side can play. I wonder what happened there. Oh, there we go, Netty. You cannot do that. He's actually lucky that the referee wasn't in the vicinity. Otherwise, that would have been a bookable offense. But that midfield of Dematsika and the new boy, Mason Mushore, they've been running rings. And lots to ponder now for Aristika Chioba, the Romanian tactician. It's been an avalanche, hasn't it? And we're only 27 minutes in. They are looking to get that opener and get it as soon as possible.
Yeah, indeed. As the game continues, as that back line that hasn't been tested that much by Dynamos. Gurarab opting for something to just paint the picture there.
Yeah, first shot in anger for Isaka Gurirab. That's what is in there for the Namibian international. As we see a substitution as early as the first half, Mujuru. I wonder if that's an injury-enforced substitution or a tactical affair, because we did mention that Nyawa is being outnumbered in midfield. Mujuru was entrusted to play alongside him, and they brought on that man, Talmo Pio. So it's back to the way they started against Simba Bora with a twin D-link. I think that's a better proposition to try and stop FC Platinum going forward.
Trying, they can first half substitute. You don't see many of those, but it is happening, and Talmo Pio gets a chance to solidify the squad. Aristika Chioba, when the players are close by, you can say a thing or two. He knew coming into this encounter that this is a very big game. And you look at the head-to-head, not much for this Dynamo side that they can boast about each time they play at Mandava Stadium. But hoping, as he's in a new office for this side, brought down, but nothing there. The referee correctly positioned. Bunu unable to keep the ball on his feet. Arjemang. Nyawa. They know what needs to be done, and you can see a bit of rhythm now from this side the moment that they get the ball.
Yeah, fair play from Aristika Chioba. He doesn't wait, you see. He doesn't wait until it's too late. He made the decision straight away. He recognized that FC Platinum are outnumbering them in the heart of midfield, and he's brought in extra cover so that you have Nyawa and Talmo Pio in the pivot, and you can see that there's a much better balance now with the way Dynamos are trying to operate.
Hopefully they can maintain that for long past the half-hour mark. No goals. Might we be seeing one at this moment? Chikwende from a distance, going at it alone. Now PTC, not yet tested that much by this Dynamo side, but Chikwende from a distance tries the impossible, and it remains impossible. It could have been spectacular had he scored that one, but that is not the case. Oscar Bebe halted in his tracks. You look at that array of blue on the screen. So watching this game, Dynamos fans, they always make sure they travel with their team. Home and away, the 7 million fans. A bit of a word of caution from Owen Manenda. He needs to establish his stance in this game. You talk about the importance of this encounter. Ebo Gwatito making a run and plays it into the box, but there was no one by the near post. Now Trevor Buno on this near side making a run. Team effort, he needs to understand, but the complementary support has to be close by to get those short passes and keep the flow moving. Yeah, we're going to be seeing him a lot, eh?
He's a very eccentric character, isn't he? He doesn't need a second invitation to let you know what he thinks. But you need that as a player. You need coaches who are passionate, who can back instructions from the dugout. That's what it's all about. But I thought he read this tactically very well. He's managed to put an extra board in midfield. And now it's a bit of an even contest there between the two sides, and you can see that it has had the net effect of unlocking Dynamos' attacking options in Chikwende through the middle and Ebo Gwatito out wide.
Bit of composure from Ndlovu and allowing it to take the first bounce. It's always scary the moment that happens. Shadrach Nyawa taken off the feet of Ajiamang. 33 minutes played. Still a lot more in terms of in the month of April 2026, the first game that they played against each other. It was a 1-1 draw between these two sides. Dematsika scoring for FC Platinum and Gwatito from the penalty spot finding the back of the net. So not much separating these two sides, and it seems as though they have done their homework getting into the return fixture.
Yeah, lost the point now for Joe Lupatla. He needs to find another way of breaking down this Dynamos attack, but he does have both players in there. Matsika as Pio now gets on the ball and initiates the attack going forward.
Ajimang to Gwatito. It is this left side that they're utilizing to be creative, and it's headed out. Cleared quite nicely for a corner. Dynamos, they haven't been getting much of this. Chikwende taking into the corner, but there's that replay. Placed in a hot spot. Just needed someone to give a direction. Maybe they could have been a goal, and those are the Dynamos fans as they're hyping up the 12th man playing a key role, and PTC stepping into the chaos to collect. The support is there for Dynamos. The 12th man, they can never complain.
Yeah.
Offside call.
Spot on, Sandra. And I thought that was the problem over the weekend when Dynamos were playing at home at Rufaro Stadium, the ceremonial home of football in Zimbabwe. Sometimes that crowd pressure can get you. They do say that it is a heavy jersey to wear, the blue jersey, because the supporters, they're always involved and they're so demanding. And I thought over the weekend they just fell for that pressure. But now it's away from home, an opportunity for the players to just express themselves and just continue with the transformation that we've witnessed since the arrival of Aristika Chioba. And who would have thought that Dimbara would be in that championship conversation? They're now 8 points adrift. And obviously it depends on how results go elsewhere, but that's where they belong, Dynamos. 21 titles already in their very rich history. But so do those FC Platinum fans. They've witnessed success under Norman Mapeza. 3 premiership titles already. And now it's about picking up the pieces since his departure.
Yeah, for Dynamos, 63 years, the project in the making. And there is a lot of history and culture to this side. 21 titles is not a joke. And also the Chibuku Super Cup. They've been enjoying tournament football as well. But for FC Platinum, it's all about that history. 31 years in the oven. And they continue in the same trajectory. Just a build-up of which they haven't gone past. Especially looking at last season, they finished 6th. And this time around, they are 9th on the log table. Some schoolboys just watching the game. This is where it starts. Some parents might be looking for him, but he's here watching the beautiful game, and that's how stories start. That was perfect. Into the box. But no one was fast enough to get to it.
Yeah, Neti, that's what he brings to the table. Very experienced right back, Canine, international. It's so good to see that the foreign-based players are getting attracted to domestic football as FC Platinum on the attack again. And the linesman calls for a goal kick, but I thought it was clearly of Mandava, the defender there, and the fans, the locals, are just letting him know what a blunder of a decision.
It's moments that shape the game, and this is what makes it feel like it's a single conversation. Guatidzo on that challenge. It seems as though Gururab played it onto the body of Guatidzo, and that's when it went out. But then again, we talk about some of that quick communication between the center referee and the linesmen. Those earpiece communication to make things move smoothly. Shore into the box. It's a header. Dematsika taking flight. Then cleared off the line. Coming in from behind. Able to be composed enough. Chikwende. And a bit of a coat for Ajiamang. Was a bit frustrated, that facial expression. He knows they could be getting something out of it. 39 minutes played, getting closer and closer to that halftime break.
I tell you what, Oscar Bebe is a real live wire for FC Platinum down the right-hand side. And it's an interesting battle between him and Abel Guatidzo as the Platinum goalkeeper, in an absolute moment of madness, gave it away, and it was a gaping goal with a crack from Dynamos, but unlucky for that ball to sail over the bar.
Rafael PTC getting a bit far from home and not clinical in his distribution, and that could have been a merciless punishment. 3 defenders tracking back to try and just sort out that mess. But 3 attempts from FC Platinum, 2 from Dynamos. Not much to go around, but it's quite shocking what Rafael PTC was thinking in that moment. Deadly, and the mistake quite unforgivable. But 40 minutes played, FC Platinum 0, Dynamos 0.
Where was he going, PTC? That's a definite schoolboy blunder. That you don't expect such mistakes at this level of the game, but he can count his lucky stars not to be punished. But that just tells you the pressure of the situation. Sometimes you can make a mistake, and the fans, they're still perplexed as to what Petisi was doing on that occasion. But all is well that ends well.
Yeah, they asked the question, Monopirema supporters BP. What was that from PTC? 41 minutes, 4 minutes to go of the regulated first half, 45 minutes. And no goals that can set those two managers or a coach and a technical director apart. But it's a matter of this FC Platinum side. They are desperate for a win at home. They haven't been able to do so in the last 5 games. 3 draws, 2 losses at home. not a good record. But you look at Dynamos, and their away games, 2 wins and 3 draws, which is not bad. But for a title chasing side, a little bit more, they have to collect maximum points. Those are 2 points that they lose, not always good. Sidibe, or it's Chikwende rather, who's brought down. And it's a corner kick for Dynamos.
Yeah, he's good on the ball. Chikwende in to replace Wisdom Mutasa from their last encounter, and that's what it brings to the table. Some dribble penetration from midfield, and he does ever so well on that occasion to cause a mistake from the defender and get a corner kick for his team very late in this first half. A chance now for some quality service to try and get someone in the box to hit the ball for the opener.
Mangesi is the perpetrator, but Evo Guatizo, that signal, good lift on the ball, headed out, and coming back for that rebound, but a foul was committed in the box. 2 minutes to play of the 45. And it's these players, Guatizo, Neti, in behind, doing their best, but there's fans as well. It's a ladies' little corner. It's good to see them supporting as well. You can maybe attribute it maybe to the World Cup as well. It has been quite a beautiful footballing affair, and also WAFCON coming on as well in Morocco. So a sport that keeps on giving. We talk about being imaginary. As kids, you think about a lollipop that you never finish. So this is football, and also the Munimutapa Cup, round of 32. The draw was held earlier today, coming in August, early August. That's when the first week is going to begin. So looking forward to that. The women's side, the men's side, Dematika on that left-hand side, trying to be creative, but blocked before it could go anyway. With a few seconds to play of the regulated time, just waiting to see how many minutes it is on.
Yeah, Dynamos travel to Wange for the Mulumutapa Cup round of 32, and I'm sure a couple of those fans will be traveling to the Colliery. Currently Wange are unbeaten in 18 games, so it's not going to be a walk in the park for the Southern Region outfit. And then obviously for FC Platinum, they make the trip to Marere FC, a Sanyati based outfit. So it's a good advertisement for football, isn't it, that the top flight teams get to lock horns with the teams in the lower divisions, and who knows, we could maybe get a Cinderella story, and $1 million on the line as well. So a fat pocket to get on the end of.
Yeah, indeed. As 4 minutes added on, and a hold to Trevor Bunu, who had broken away and eased his way through that defensive line from Dynamos. 4 minutes, what can they create out of this? But the Munimutapa Cup bringing that feeling of the FA Cup that we have always enjoyed. Now it's local, and that makes it even more beautiful. Top teams taking on Division 1 sides that we usually watch on the weekends. Now everyone gets a chance to shine. More exposure for the players as well. The moment you play against a team like Dynamos and you showcase your expertise, the scouters will be there, and they'll be watching, they'll be looking. So a good business adventure that Zifa have brought on board. And the whistle blown. Play continues. It is now an exchange between the two sides. They're counting the minutes left of the first half. Oscar Bebe, a switch in sides and contribution already. Gururab felt a pass could have been made to him and they could have created something good. Now it's a matter on that far side involving Sidibe. Gets a bit of a height. PTC running after the ball against Ajiamang and gets enough speed. Now Gatito. He had seen that the goalkeeper was off his line and tried to get a goal. It's the second time this is happening to Raphael PTC.
Yeah, the referee blows to end the first half. I thought FC Platinum started off the more enterprising of the two. They had the two clear-cut chances that they failed to capitalize on, it has to be said, and that goes just to show the lack of confidence in front of goal. But in fairness to Dynamos, they made the adjustment. Aristika Sioba wasn't afraid to make the changes. You brought in Talmo Pio to assist Nyawa in the heart of midfield, and now you can see it's a much more balanced affair. But a gripping contest nonetheless. A chance now for the two coaches to impart their wisdom, and hopefully we can get a goal in the second half.
Hopefully a goal in the second half, a separation between these two sides. It is the first half, no goals felt, but it's the likes of Sidibe who are trying to make those crucial runs, Ajiamang as well, but the number 9, Trevor Bunu Kurirab, that union, it's quite beautiful to watch as well as we see the sides move forward. It is a half-time, FC Platinum 0, Dynamos 0, as we prepare for the half-time analysis, and that is the home side that is leaving the pitch first. And now it's time for the half-time analysis. First half ends FC Platinum 0, Dynamos 0.
Fantastic finish to the first 45 minutes. Still goalless. It has been exciting. We've been seeing classic football being played on either part of the pitch. We did have the home team getting the most final third entries, and one man that has been causing all sorts of problems on the right channel has to be Trevor Bunu. It was only until the substitution, the brief substitution that was made by the big Romanian Dynamos manager, until things started settling out for Dynamos. We saw Collins Mjuru being substituted off for Telmo Pio. And that's when Dynamo started having more control of the ball. But this is what the analysts besides me are going to be talking about in full detail. First 45 minutes. It was almost a one-directional type of affair. FC Platinum was just finding it easy to get into the final third. It was all about Trevor Bunu.
Yeah, good start from Bono. I think he was just unlucky not to get the opener. It could have been two, actually, to FC Platinum. I think they started well. They had the control of the game, especially in that midfield. We're just talking with Chief Justice, and he was talking about how actually Dynamos were not able to deal with it, especially Dematsika as well. Getting those quick passes up front. Bono at one point, very creative on his own. I think credit has to go to him in terms of how he was creating those chances. I think Dynamos, it was a needed change, bringing in Pio, Temo Pio, who had more control, more balance, and also out Mujuru went. And he wasn't quite happy about it, Mujuru, when he was substituted, but I think it was necessary substitution at the end of the day because they had to bring in someone who could get much more hold of the ball than what Mujuru was doing, actually.
And then for you, Chief, we did so two clear-cut chances coming in from FC Platinum. I mean, and it was that man again. The right channel, almost an easy outlet for FC Platinum.
Yeah, it's direct. You can see it from the beginning. I think FC Platinum made a very good start. And opening up, they tried to stretch the defense for Dynamos, especially on the right flank, where there's Trevor Bunu. Like we discussed before, he will go up front so many times. And you saw it, two clear chances from him. Otherwise, he could have been on a brace. But the finishing was not so good. It was not clinical, but a very good run, very good play, especially midfield, like Max said. They've got to Mushore. They also have got to Muchenje and Dematsika. They're controlling. It was difficult for Dynamos. In that moment, they had Mjuru. They ended up pulling up Mjuru, and you can see the chances here.
Yeah, those are some of the chances, almost getting through in the first opening moments of the game, and it was FC Platinum. And also, you have to give credit to Makoni for good goalkeeping. It's not only the strikers that were wayward in front of goal. It was good goalkeeping as well.
It's good for him. Tendai Makoni, he has to be, because he's the last man of the defense. Obviously, when you get to that situation, most of the time, especially when your defense is not in good shape or in straight line, you are the sweeper. He should be also commanding from the back. I think here and there, you saw the coach was shouting at him. You need to continue communicating. For him, it's very important, because anything that goes beyond is his. Because he is the one who's seeing the play.
And then something brave coming in from the Dynamos technical bench. That brave substitution, taking off Collins Mjuru, who has started the better part of the season as a defender, as a centre-back. And then today started off as one of the defensive midfielders. But without 30 minutes on the clock, he was substituted off for Telmo Pio.
Yep.
Brave, actually.
Yeah, he had to make it. He just had to make it. I mean, I think Mujuru wasn't happy. He was asking for more time, actually, to the coach, saying, "Oh, just give me some time to." But I think it was the overload, because you have Dematsika, you have Mushore in that midfield, and they were actually being able to dominate that space. Mujuru had to do a double shift. He had to actually be sitting back as well, so they didn't have a chance to get control of the ball, and that's when Pio had to come through. And you immediately saw that when Pio went into that field, FC Platinum started to draw back a little bit. They know exactly the qualities of Pio, and they had to deal with that as well. So on the balance of play, I think it's a fair decision, a difficult one at the end of the day, because you can just see how a single pass was separating them. Unfortunately, also, if you look at those chances that they had, FC Platinum, they had to make them count. That time around, that deflection saving the goalkeeper, who had probably gone the other way, and the bar had to come to save Dynamos at the end of the day. So they had to make that change.
Yeah. And then one thing that Justice Majavi was talking about off air was how Dynamos were standing in a straight line in that defensive shape. And the moment Telmo Pio got introduced, you started to see that they were dispersed in terms of how they were defending. There was less responsibility for Shadrack Nyawa. Telmo Pio was also starting to control a little bit of the ball, which is something that we saw that is necessary for Dynamos.
Firstly, they made a mistake in the lineup. Putting a defender in the central midfield, especially when you play against fast players, is difficult. The momentum of the game, and also there was a lot of duplication in positional. You find it, Nyawa was not even touching the ball, Mujuru was not even touching the ball, and all the time the ball was dropping. Who's coming? We saw many times they were bumping into each other, and that substitution made sense for me, because you need someone who's also going to pull the opponent back to the defending mode. In the first half, you find FC Platinum was all attacking, but in that moment, after Pio came in, Dynamos started going up front, and they got the chance. And maybe we can't say it's a chance, but at least they were reaching out. Yep. They even got a corner kick. But there's some change in terms of
good tactical change.
Yeah, it's a good tactical change, and also the way they are standing now, you can see the shape of the team. The game is now flowing, and also now it is also giving Perfect Chikwende some time with the ball.
That's another player we wanted to talk about. It hasn't been a good day in office in the first 45 minutes. We know, yes, the quality. So many times he said that it's a loose pass, or he just makes the wrong decision.
Yeah, it's the distance he's covering. I think he's doing a lot. He's all over. That behind striker, behind the CDB, I think it's a most difficult position as well. So for him, he's trying by all means to get all the loose balls. But right now, with the help of Pio, I think he's going forward with his ability. I think you saw it here and there. He was trying to force, and he forced some mistakes to result in a corner kick, of which Perfect, we know him, he likes to keep the ball, he likes to make more touches. But it's an added advantage now for Dynamos, because obviously, there's cover behind him as well. There's Pio, who is very robust and who is very aggressive, someone who can win the ball, someone who can also get into contacts. You get it. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I think just as Chief just is saying, the shift that Chikwede has to put in, he has to be the one to supply Agyaman and Sidibe. I think the problem has been the supply as well. We haven't seen much of them.
That's a question I wanted to ask Max about the three centre forwards, one for FC Platinum, Gurirab, and then there's also Sidibe and Agyaman. Not so much has been given to them.
Yeah, definitely. If you're talking about Gururab, you were talking about how he has not been showing up, especially in the box.
Yeah.
But I would like to praise Agyaman for the graft that he has been able to do. He's throwing himself in the challenges, but it's that supply that has been stiffened out. But with the hope that Pio is now in the middle of things, he can be then making those final passes. In terms of Sidibe as well, we saw it in the game against Simba Bora. It was an issue of the supply as well. And FC Platinum have done so well to keep tabs on him. He has not been able to get any free space around him. So it is all about those crosses into the box. Try to give him something to fight for, and that hasn't come. And you're just looking there at Agyaman. He has been the one trying to create something also for Dynamos, but they have also been keeping an eye on him, and we haven't also seen him actually at his best so far in terms of in front of goal. So less chances for Dynamos definitely in terms of that. I think that's one key aspect that they would have to change coming into the second 45.
And that it's not a game of football if we don't have those fierce challenges. And one of the most exciting challenges we saw in the first half has to be on the right channel. Two players that know each other very well, played in the Northern Region Soccer League for quite some time, Abel Gwatizo and Trevor Bunu. They were Golden Eagles. No one is getting the better of each other, but then in most cases, because of how Dynamos were lining up in defense, it almost seems like Trevor Bunu was winning most of those contests, but it's a good battle to see.
Yeah, very interesting. I like competition. It's quite good. Especially this flank where there's Abel and the Bono. It's interesting. You can see the runs, the aggression, the tackles, all this. It's very important for a game of football. And I think also they know each other. They know each other. You can see most of the time when Bono has got the ball, Abel is coming, has got speed. He's just touching and go into space. And this is very important. We need to see more of these players who can compete, players who give each other a challenge.
And that's exactly, I think, why we haven't seen Abel Gwatizo probably overlapping as much, because he knows the pace that Bono has. Bono has been the best player so far. I think Dynamos started the game really trying to understand the kind of play that FC Platinum have come through. They've tried to make those Ahmed to the midfield. Now interesting to see who goes on in the next 45, who can be much more expressive enough to try and get those 3 points. It has been tight as we expected as well. Probably the goals that I was expecting have not yet come. Yeah. I still believe that we'll still get those 3 goals coming.
And then there's also cry. If you are listening closely to the fans that are surrounding us, they are talking about Leroy Mavunga, one of their most exciting and creative players. Are we at any point going to be seeing an introduction of Leroy Mavunga?
I think he's not in the team, right?
Yeah,
he's not in the team, but I think this game you might need someone who can control the ball.
Of course.
I think Wisdom Mumtasa will be key, especially midfield.
He started most of the games.
All the balls are dropping. You need someone like him who's intelligent, who is stronger with the ball. So you need someone who can also dribble. On the stats there, you see
not quite pleasant to see, right?
Yeah, of course, it's not easy.
And I think most of the attempts for Dynamos has been those long-range attempts where the goalkeeper hasn't been on the line.
Exactly.
And we saw Abel Gwatizo being the main man who's been trying to beat the goalkeeper from quite a distance, but everything apart from that. And there was also an issue with the yellow card, where we were talking about maybe he's lucky because of the absence of video assistance refereeing. Could have been a sending off for FC Platinum.
Yeah, it could have been. That was a high tackle there. I'm just saying it. I think probably coming on our screens now, as we are saying, Dynamos chances, trying to put the ball into the box, really no but coming through for them actually. And they've now stuck to these long range attempts. We know exactly what Gwatizo can do that time around. Just unlucky. Before. So I think going into the second half, you're talking about the game changers on both sides of the team. I think for now, probably keep it like that and probably see what comes out of there. I think the dressing talk right now is going to be very important in terms of what we are going to be saying in that second half. But so far, I think it has been a steady game, well balanced in terms of those chances being created. But for Dynamos, supply, I think is the key issue. You have two strikers who are quite able in front of you. You have to give them the ball. Sometimes we do, always try to, criticize the attack and the strikers for not doing their job. But sometimes when they don't have that supply, it's always very difficult to do so. And you can see in terms of the shots on target and those attempts that it has been lackluster in terms of, chance creation in front of goal as well.
Okay, so that's the halftime analysis together with Maxo Mandiriza and Chief Justice Majavi. The first 45 minutes ended in a goalless draw. We are about to get into the second half, so we're going to be bringing it to you live, and we hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoy giving it to you.
It is second half, a must-win for this Dynamo side, but also FC Platinum are on the verge of breaking that record at home where they can get at least maximum points. You look at the other games being played elsewhere. Simba Bora held to a draw by Moors. Chicken Inn are leading Tel 1. ZPC Kariba Highlanders, it's a draw. And then Scotland are being held by Bulawayo Chiefs. A one-goal lead by this side, and it is Ngube who scored in the 45th minute. So for Dynamos, it's a matter of capitalizing on this opportunity, but the goals haven't been easy to score. You look at that first half, and that's the start of the second half. Prosper, take us through your thoughts of the first half. What is different that we could be expecting to see from this Dynamo side and FC Platinum as well?
Well, FC Platinum play an attractive offensive style of football. They dominate possession, but it's been the goals that's been lacking, particularly at home, and that's been the story of their season. 3 wins and 7 draws playing at home. Just no aura when they're playing at home. And Gurira did try, as well as Oscar Bebe going forward. So I'm expecting more of the same offensive style of football to try and inspire some confidence into these home fans who, to be fair, have turned up in their numbers to try and rally the troops. Mandava used to be a fortress, Teams used to come here and find it very difficult. As we look at that challenge there, caught him late, and free kick given. For Dynamos, nothing in front of goal. That combination of Frank Ajemang and Sidibe has been quiet as FC Platinum go forward now.
FC Platinum attacking from right to left, Dynamos from left to right, and Trevor Buno on that right side, just trying to make a quick darting run, just evade that defense. He has been able to do so in the first half, but it's just that precision to get the goals that has been lacking. But it is a second half after all. Shadrack Nyawa hoping to lead his side to the promised land. Giving some instructions from the back. They look a bit motivated, that side. Good short passes in front of goal. If they keep this up, they might get something. You look at the way that Rafael PTC in goal has been losing focus at certain times. If the play is good, the build-up from Dynamos, and you combine that with a bit of loss of concentration from PTC, Dynamos might get a goal.
Yeah, I like what Telmo Pio has brought to this Dynamos attack. He's keen to get on the ball, and we saw on that occasion the link-up play, the give and go between him and Sidibe. They need more of the same. They've grown into this fixture. They do have goals in them. They've been free scoring up until the goalless stalemate against Simba Bora, but they can hurt you on the attack. It's just to try and get the ball players like Pio and Chikwende to link up play with Ajemang and Sidibe up front. So it's still there for the taking. And these are the sort of games that Dynamos need to win from if you want to entertain any chances of winning the championship. And the other thing as well is Scotland are currently trailing 1-0 to Bulawayo Chiefs. So they drop points over the weekend against Highlanders and they're trailing. So you never know, if Scotland drop points again and you collect maximum points here, then you close that gap. Then you start talking about being championship material.
Yeah, a lot being asked of in terms of the top 3 teams in the 2026 season of the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Maybe it is that fatigue that might be stemming up. You look at the 2025 season, it was Moors. In the second half of the season, they just started dropping points. And Scotland, that's when they capitalized. They had a bit more energy, firepower, acquisitions that made history. This time around, Dynamos, I think that technical bench is the biggest acquisition that they have made going into the second half of the season. Will it be enough firepower from Arestika Chioba to carry them over the finish line? 8 times they have finished as runners-up in the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Hopefully, this time around, they'll be able to cross that finish line and restore maybe what many would call order, getting into some space, but there were too many yellow shirts, and they quickly move forward. The first pass, they put it up, not good enough. Played on to Bunu, plays it forward, Oscar Bebe. Short, strong pace, but he gets it done. Mushore Mason joining his brother McKinnon in the same colors, but he is coming in from South African side, Amazulu, and a block by Oscar Bebe to end this attack as a goal kick.
Yeah, some whistles starting to be heard now in the stands as Joe Lupatla is pondering. This has been the story of their season, dominating possession but not able to put it in the back of the net. And you can just start to sense the frustration from the home fans as they initiate another attack now. Just lack of quality with the cross. So he does have options on the bench. Lupatla, McKinnon, Mushore, the one you mentioned, Sandra, can come in and try and give that offensive impetus. Also has Junior Selemani, who I thought was unlucky to miss out on selection, but the coach did mention that some changes after he's coming from a long injury layoff. So he has to affect the game. That's what you get paid the big bucks for. If you're Lupatla, try and make that decision that can influence your team to get a goal here and satisfy the fans who've come in their numbers to get behind Maplato.
Satisfying the fans. Really pondering what you can do differently. The possession, they have it. That golden touch to finish off an attack is what is lacking. Oscar Bebe airborne for a few seconds. We just had to wait for it to get onto the ground. A bicycle kick to try and clear the lines. It wasn't enough by Netty. Now it's a slow competition between these two sides. Dematsika flagged. Chioba keenly looking as to how this game is progressing, but enjoying a moment to just pass the ball quickly without much interruption. Header now on the ground. Collision, challenge, and these are some of the new fans that Nathan Mutaza brought on board the moment he joined from Scotland on loan. feeling that one.
Dangerous tackle there from Mason Mushore. Open foot, full-blooded lunge going to Neti, and the referee was on hand to show the yellow card. Dangerous play. No questions about it. Mason Mushore, the new signing for FC Platinum. He had a stint in South Africa for Amazulu FC and brought in through the door by Lupata to try and help him. But yeah, that is a definite bookable offense that. So all of a sudden he finds himself on a yellow. Last thing you want is to attract a second yellow, and then your team is one man short.
You look at his contract, 1 year, 6 months. He has a lot to prove coming back home. But he is booked in his first game for the side. Mason Mushore. Nogwatito. That pass that didn't stay in line. Not disciplined enough. Needs to stay on his feet, playing it back. There's PTC, who hasn't been tested that much, except for those moments where he was out of his box, far from home.
He's done all right, the referee. Owen Manenda, the man in the middle. It's never easy to adjudicate these sort of games with a lot of eyes on it, but I thought up to this point he's been brilliant. He's applying the letter of the law fairly, which is what you like to see. And he's also allowed play to continue.
Yeah, he has, and there was a lot of question about is he going to keep his momentum in this one? Keep calm and let things flow. That was the question. But Tomo Pio, already being a menace, came on earlier, replacing Mujuru Colin. And there he is making those runs. Then from behind, it was Jubani.
Yeah, the challenges are flying in. Hope he's all right to carry on. Looks like his left ankle might need some running repairs. But 56 minutes gone and still deadlocked at the minute. We could do with a goal. We did witness a goalless draw over the weekend. Dynamos up against Simbabora. Surely not another goalless draw, Sandra.
Yeah, hopefully not. You look at the ambitions this season, a bit different from 2025, where there was not a lot to talk about. But we might be seeing a double substitution. As you look at that bench for FC Platinum, as they are onlookers, as the coach hasn't been really keen on making any changes early on as we start in the second half. Stanley Billiard might be coming off, but we've got Moses Demera, the number 33, and Wisdom Mutasa as well, being made part of the action to finish things off. Wisdom Mutasa in that attacking midfield position, and Demera just increasing the firepower up front, trying to get a goal, because that's exactly what's going to get you the points.
Yeah, spot on, Sandra. Fair enough. Aristika Siova is a very bold coach, isn't he? He doesn't wait long to make the decisions. Right or wrong, he just backs his instinct and he goes for it straight away. Chikwende and Billiard, the two men to be substituted, they did run their race. But like for like substitutions, Demera and Mutasa Wisdom gets another opportunity. So it just goes to tell you his mindset, Sioba. He's still thinking that 3 points are up for grabs here. He's not shutting up shop just yet. He's thrown in more attacking options, fresh legs. Hopefully it will come to good effect for his cause and for the Dimbare faithful.
And the stole by the Matsika. Good left. Offside flag for Gurirab, who had a beautiful communication with the Matsika. See a change in responsibility there with the coming on of the Matsika. You see that Gurirab is stepping onto the fold and being the man trusted for FC Platinum in any attack. Natty offside so far. Those are the stats on the screen. FC Platinum 4, Dynamos 1. Shows that FC Platinum have been trying, but it's not always easy to time that run, make it perfect. The moment you master your timing when it comes to those quick runs inwards, that's when maybe you get those goals.
You just can't take your eyes off this one. It's a gripping affair, no doubt about it, as Dynamos are starting to get the ascendancy as Frank Ajamang plays it forward for the new man. Demera, Kwatizo crosses it in, and it's a tame header. But they want that opener. That's how they play. They're offensive. They grab the initiative and try and find the back of the net. And you can see now the dominating position. Nyawa and Pio in midfield. Kwatizo and Neti out wide, helping Sidibe. And the man in the conversation for top goal scorer, Frank Ajamang. Just get the sense, Sandra, don't you, that something is going to give. There are goals in this encounter, I tell you.
Yeah, goals. They have to come. 60 minutes, an hour played. And nothing to separate these two sides. Still carrying the same weight, but the ambition and the hunger a bit different. Wisdom Mutasa, after coming on, trying from a distance. The fans questioning his thought process there. The Matsika with a bit of space for Bunu, was able to skip and run. It's a good left, good rub, beat by the ball. An FC Platinum side that have been enjoying possession from the first minute. They are continuing with the same momentum. Quite disappointing, like you highlighted. The goals haven't been coming in for the side. If they manage to find the back of the net in each game, it's at least a single goal. Somewhat an equalizer. They are playing the catch-up game. Disappointed by that.
Yeah, yet another example of how Joe Lupata's men have been firing blanks in front of goal. The approach play has been brilliant, and that has forced the man they used to call Dubai back in his playing days to make the change. It's that man, Abraham Jahika, brought in. He's a forward. So another body thrown forward. They want to collect maximum points here. FC Platinum, they are playing at home. They've got very good ball players in the Matsika and Mason Mushore. But they just need that quality in front of goal. As we see that challenge there from Wisdom Mutasa. Went for a full-blooded hack. lucky to not find himself in the referee's book on that occasion.
Yeah, substitution. Their first one of the game for Coach Joe Lupatla. Bring on Jai Kika. Has a lot of experience, but the idea there is to find someone who can score, find the back of the net. Not yet happy with the results, smile or two, but it's definitely about other matters, not what is happening on the field of play. FC Platinum fans would like to see a goal. And they're trying the same formula once again, and it's giving them a similar result at every end.
Yeah, they're starting to run out of ideas. FC Platinum, that's a hopeless ball played up front to no man's land, really. This is where you need your top signing, Kurirab, to demand the ball. Sometimes you can hide when things are not going well, but the real big match temperament players want the ball to find them as the flag goes up. It's been a well-marshaled high line from Dynamos, Kumisai Chikwende, and Isaac Landu as the locals from this beautiful mining town. They're such hard workers. They go underneath the mines, and at the end of a hard day's shift, they want to come to Mandava to find solace, to get behind their boys, and that body language from Lupasa tells you everything, doesn't it? He's got Amza Kimbo, and Chas can't seem to break the jinx of the home turf this season. There they are.
The celebrations continue for this FC Platinum side. They always need something to celebrate at the end of a hard day's work, that is for sure. But Coach Joe Lupatla not finding it easy, replacing Norman Mapeza on that seat after Norman Mapeza had spent so many years understanding and building a style of play that is the way of what they call pure platinum play. But he's coming in from Simba Bora and just hoping for a new challenge. And this is a good challenge, breaking the jinx of the draws on the board just this season. They've got 11 draws. Rather, they've got 13 draws. And there's that challenge. And the yellow card brought out Tomo Pio.
Yeah, that's cynical from Pio. He had absolutely no chance of getting on that ball, and he resorted to dragging him down, and the referee was on top of the situation. So another set piece opportunity here for FC Platinum. Can they get a quality delivery in there for an opener?
Taken, delivered, header, and it is above. There's that replay, delivered quite nicely, and that's the header, and it goes above the crossbar.
Well, it's a clean header from Jubani. No one marking him. It was directed goalwards, but agonizingly just over the bar. Gotta say that FC Platinum have had the better of the chances. That's the third one, if my counting serves me right, as Gurirab now attacks for FC Platinum. Men in the box, and another one goes a begging from a plateau.
A tear definitely could be coming on the eyes. The new addition, Mbakonja Jahi Kika, a player with a lot of experience, but You talk about the combination between the international players coming in to play in our local leagues. Disappointed at that one. They know they could have found the back of the net. Plenty of space for the Namibian. He's coming in from African Stars, top scorer in the league. But oh man, it is just this moment, the pressure. You look at that opportunity that was created first, that went over the crossbar. The fans were still mourning that one. And this opportunity comes again. For the spirit of the game, you would think it would find its way into the back of the net. But that is not the story. We're seeing a player being assisted by the medical team. And there's the replay to see what happened to him. And it's a push from behind Mangesi. And Wisdom Mutasa is coming in quite hot, getting a few fouls seconds and moments after getting onto the field of play. He needs to be careful. Yellow cards are flying in. And it's for those challenges, even if it's technical, they're getting booked.
Yeah, they can't seem to buy a goal at the minute, FC Platinum. I mean, that ball was crossed by Gurira, delivered on a silver platter. And with one job to do, to find the back of the net, I don't know how he managed to miss that one. Actually, it was easier to miss than score in that position. And another one, and you can just sense the frustration growing amongst the home-based supporters.
Yeah, January signing for FC Platinum. Could have done a lot in terms of placing himself. Could be a double substitution, triple for the side. FC Platinum, as they try to finish things off. 20 minutes to play, rather 19. And the changes keep on coming. They need the goals. Wisdom Mutasa struggling there. But good recovery by Ajemang. And played forward, Sidibe. And he makes no mistake. He makes no mistake. And that smile, the celebration continues. No sign of the flag going up. It is Sidibe who gets them that goal for the side. Dynamos, Jolu Patla in shock as to what has just happened. Gives them an opportunity and they find the back of the net. It is the signing, nationality from Burkina Faso. And there's that replay.
Yeah, well played, Dynamos. Frank Ajamang steals the ball against the run of play. Gets his head up and picks his fellow frontman Sidibe, who made his debut over the weekend, and that's clinical from the Burkina Faso gunman. A brilliant, delightful feeling to open your account in Dynamos colors, and that'll make the Dimbara fans happy. And FC Platinum, they've got no one to blame. They did have the chances in this game, but it is Dynamos who are in the lead, and they're going for more.
The confidence is beaming at this moment for the side. Ben Douda Sidibe opens the scoring for Dynamos in the 71st minute. Now he has announced his arrival. He has announced that he's now part of the Glamour Boys. He is proud. He brought him on board. He's a player that played under him at Aduana in Ghana. They know each other very well, so the trust to bring him on in the first game over the weekend against Simbabora. And now he gets a goal in the second game. That's something to be proud of, especially as a coach. But somewhat a mistake. Dematsika, not sure as to where he wants to place the ball. thank his lucky stars. It's still in play. Good challenge straight onto Makoni, who's able to keep it out of play. But something happened there. But Haristika Chioba must be happy. Offside flag had gone up.
Yeah. Makoni had to dive sharply to his right, but that goal from Sidibe has woken up the traveling Timbari fans. They're starting to believe that this team can go on a title charge, and the goal came courtesy of the new man, Sidibe. Quick off his mark, and one chance. That's how you bury them. That's how you score goals. Sidibe runs to his coach, almost in thankfulness for trusting him to lead the line for Dimbare. Such a top finish. He had the challenge coming, but he was able to withhold the challenge and find the back of the net. So Dynamos in the lead now with not long to go, and you saw there FC Platinum ringing in the changes. He's throwing the kitchen sink at it. Joe Lupatla, he has no option really but to try and salvage this game, but so far so good for that technical department, for the Glamour boys. They're making the changes that are affecting the game.
Yeah, KBC Moyo stepping on and replacing Godfrey Tawanashe Muchenje. And he's coming on to add on that firepower. Now it's a different ball game altogether. They are trailing at home against Dynamos, a side that they have hammered from the opening minutes, but unable to find the back of the net. Created 2 clean chances quite recently in the second half, unable to convert. All they can do is just try and maybe, like you said, throw everything that you can in this game and get at least something. And those are the celebrations. They continue. It's a 1-goal lead. It's quite a lean lead. And FC Platinum, 1 goal hasn't been a challenge for them. You look at their past 5 games, they've been able to find the equalizers and get on to getting at least a single point from the game. So it's their tenacity to continue. These are the players that are going out: Magesi, Gururab, Bunu and Bebe. And now it is Selemani, Dope and Lovu. Nkebisi Moyo stepping on as well. So these are the changes made. Fresh legs, 8 of them. Can they increase the tempo and the creativity that somewhat seemed lacking as to how they were approaching this game?
Yeah, free kick going Timbare's way. And it's that man. I thought he impressed on debut. Sidibe, he's got good qualities. He's got that ability to go for those runs behind the defensive line. But as we saw on that occasion, can also come back into midfield to collect the ball and try and initiate something. So it's definitely a good signing for Dynamos going forward to assist Frank Ajimang, who's already on 11 goals. He's found a strike partner, all right. Sidibe opens his account. And desperate times now for FC Platinum. There's still time though as they go on that attack, and it's a tame header. Too easy for Makoni to collect. Just need to manage this game now. The Glamour boys, the men from Bari. It's a proper smash and grab operation. FC Platinum have dominated possession, but no cigar at the end of it, and then they just come in with Sidibe, and they steal the limelight as Nyawa puts in a big challenge.
Yeah, it's now difficult after dominating for a bigger chunk of the game and then losing out in the last minute. About 11 minutes and a few seconds to go of the normal regulated time. Guatidzo doing what he knows best, placing the ball in the box and straight to the corner. This one goes there. Now creating chances for themselves, Dynamos. They have found a new lifeline, and it's Sidibe. And that face says a lot about what's going on here. 3 for 3 in terms of corner kicks taken for these sides. Some of the new additions, Dokbe also being lined up well. See whether they can contribute something. Not many red shirts in the box. As well as the corner that was taken, Nyawa by the corner of the box. And Ajemang unable to collect it quite nicely. It was a offside, was it? What happened there, not sure. But Neti pushing from behind and bringing down Jadison Selemani. And that's a yellow card. For the technical bench, still waiting for that confirmation as to who got that yellow card, but Selemani brought it down, and then Neti. Ooh.
Yeah, a bit harsh from the referee. I thought it was a clean challenge from Neti. Just used his upper body physical strength, but the ref has the final decision. And desperate times for FC Platinum. That's where you see football is such a momentum game. You got to capitalize when you are on top. And now you can see the pendulum has swung FC Dynamos' way. Just 10 minutes to negotiate now, and a chance to collect maximum points on the road and still be in with a shout as far as that domestic premiership is concerned. A title that has eluded them over the years as the keeper makes a meal of it.
Does it the second time. Sidibe unable to control himself. A call for a handball for the captain Ndlovu Mongeni. But the center referee says play on. He was looking at Mongeni Ndlovu, but the yellow card was given to team manager Ronald Sibanda for Dynamos. But there's another moment, significant moment. Stokbe tries to go for a run, but PTC once again caught on the wrong side, and Sidibe could have punished him, and he could have gone to 2 goals in his second game. But now it's the atmosphere tells a lot about how big of a game this side is, and the technical bench continues to be vocal. The assistant team manager there, Ronald Sibanda, you got the yellow card.
Yeah, I thought they had a good case for handball and for a penalty in the box there. Oh, there we go. Definitely struck the arm of the captain, Bongeni Ndlovu. But the referee didn't see that one. I guess that's why VAR is required for that second look. Dynamos definitely could have had a penalty here and had a chance to find the second goal. And you can see that's what they're discussing. Not happy with that referee's decision.
Yeah, maybe, but it came off Ndlovu's body. There's a second angle. Seems as though it came off his body and then to the arm. But that's a conversation that will continue. And that's the beauty of the game. A gift that keeps on giving. Even after the game, we're going to talk about those moments, how important they were and how crucial. But the celebrations continue for Dynamos fans. They have a single goal in the lead. And that is enough to bring smiles onto their faces. You're going to be seeing some changes continuing to come. 6 minutes to go and a few seconds of the normal regulated time. And Sidibe might have done exactly what Dynamos needed. And I believe he's the player that have been relieved of the duties, having done all he could in this game. And it is Sidibe who's replaced by the new player coming in for Dynamos colours, on loan from Scotland, looking for some game time. That is Nathan Mutasa, getting a few moments to feel the ball in those Glamour Boys colours.
Yeah, well played, Sidibe. He's done his job. You're in the side to score goals, and he did exactly that. That's the one they needed. And now he can put his feet up and watch on as Dynamos try and negotiate the last moments of this encounter. There's the moment. There is the opening goal for Sidibe. It's his first goal in Dimbare colours, and how good was that finish? Clinical, wall tucked, and that got them going. All right, the men in blue, that's what they came to watch. Brilliant. And FC Platinum now on the offensive, trying to salvage something from this encounter. A chance perhaps to score late on.
There's the new addition. Desperate. This FC Platinum side. They cannot waste a single second. Salimane playing it back. Now allowing the ball to take the first bounce and going to the ground. Tatenda Makoni could be getting another clean sheet in this game. It's Dematsika. Has been trying, but someone feels a little odd where he's playing a header in the negative by Adriamang. Dematsika stays on his feet, but whistle blown for that free kick.
Yeah, you can see Aristika not happy with his team. They're getting a bit lethargic in the last third. They had an opportunity there to seal the deal, but just lacking quality. And I love this from Aristika. He will let you know if it's not going according to plan. He's not afraid to throw his toys out of the pram, and such is his passion, and it's rubbed on as Platinum with an opportunity. Another tame effort. Needed a strong header there, but no power behind that effort in front of goal for Plateau.
You could have done something with that one, but unable to just get a proper connection with the ball. Quite disappointed at that movement, but Arisika feeling like he was going to run onto the pitch and play the game himself. Mutasa trying a cross, nothing. Mutasa, bit of composure. Dematsika being that connection for this side. And to talk about the seriousness coming in from Aristika, Leroy Mavunga is one player to be left behind, flagged for offside, and that's why you see there was no scrambling and rushing about. Joe Lupata not happy. That winless run at home continues. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to play of the normal 90. a bit of a control. They can create something. Final minutes, final moments of the game. Selemani brings it inward. Takes a bit of ground, but the pressure. And tries to go at it alone. Jubani.
Yeah, it's getting late now for the home side to try and nick a point.
Best.
It's been a very frustrating afternoon for the locals. They came in their numbers trying to get behind the team, but it looked pretty at times going forward, although here's another opportunity now.
Nyamoyo delivers. Lackluster. And news coming in that 4 minutes will be added on. But it's always good to see the fans of FC Platinum coming through to support. Through thick and thin, they have made a vow. Delivers into the box, Makoni taking flight. And they continue. Some of the whistles. Take it up a notch, boys. Last moments. We need to find something, and it's Dynamos throw-in. Now it's going in an opposite direction, but the Matsika. Lovu to PTC.
Yeah.
4 minutes added on.
Yeah, you gotta feel sorry for Joe Lupatla. His team have played well enough to deserve something out of this game. But they're on the wrong end of the scoreline at the minute. And you got to remember as well that it's his first season with FC Platinum. And he's brought in new players. And sometimes it does take time for the team to gel.
Yeah, it takes a bit of a time. Offside call once again from one end to the other. Talking about Joe Lupatla at the start of the season was able to bring on board 11 players after 8 had migrated. So he is stepping into the office, a new challenge that is really testing him, trying to find out what is that material that he's made of. And another attempt by Dynamos. They still want more. At the end of the season, we always know that goal difference plays a part. So you need to score. But at this very moment, one single goal might just be enough for them to find their way to that land of milk and honey.
Dynamos finishing the stronger of the two sides here. They're thinking that one goal might not be enough, and still fighting hard in those 50-50 battles. But the story of the day is the missed opportunities from FC Platinum. It reminds me of that situation when Sir Alex Ferguson left the reins after so long dominating. As a chance comes and David Moyes came on board, and he struggled, which is similar to what we're seeing here with what's going on with Joe Lupatla and company. They're far better side than what the league position suggests. And local football needs them. Local football needs a team coming from Zishawani. That's how you spread the game. That's how you entertain the locals from these parts. Football-loving fans they are.
Yeah, just an update as to what's happening in other games as the minutes are slowly trickling away from FC Platinum in this game. Simbabora and Moors at a 2-2 draw. Chicken a 1 goal ahead of Tawan. ZPC Kariba 1 goal ahead of Highlanders. And we've got Scotland and Bulawayo Chiefs at a 1-1 draw. Watam Sona finding the back of the net. Now it's a matter of how it's going to end. A few seconds left of the added time. Last challenge for this side. Are they going to take the bull by the horns and get a goal? Now it's Selemani pushed to the ground. And they take it to the corner.
A corner in the dying embers for Maplato. Selemani, the man behind it. These are the championship moments. This game needs a moment of brilliance from the local side to salvage something.
Restless, delivered, and gets nothing out of it. Delivered nicely, placed at a very hot spot. But maybe this is how the story ends for this FC Platinum side. Whistle to the mouth, hands raised, straight to the center circle. And that's the signal to end today's game. And the celebrations continue on that side for Dynamos fans. What a game we've had to watch. Take us through your thoughts and views as to how this game progressed and the final result. Was it justified?
They came, they saw, and they conquered the Glamour Boys. It wasn't an easy afternoon by any stretch of the imagination. For long periods in that first half, they were under the cosh, actually lucky to not concede. But it was that man, Sidibe, with the Midas touch, the Bekinabi. He came through with the much important goal that they needed. The Dynamos faithful. And the blue train marches on. 3 points in the bag away at Mandava Stadium. They now move on to 44 points. And you can just see what it means for the Glamour Boys. They know that this team is playing well enough to challenge for honours. After seeing much of a drought, the last time they won this was 2014 after that 4-peat from Kalisto Pasua. And so good when your foreign internationals come to the party like Sidibe did. And there's joy and jubilation in the stands. Enjoy it while it lasts. Zimbabwe, well earned, maximum points away from home.
Yeah, a story that continues to glimmer. Beautiful. A diamond in the rough. They are shining at this very moment. A win away from home. The second game that the technical director, Arestika Chioba, has been in charge of this side. And it seems the man is on 100% performance after that victory over Moors. So it is quite exciting. Dynamos get the better of the home side in this encounter. Dynamos get 1, FC Platinum 0.
Fantastic ending to what has been an exciting match at Mandava Stadium. FC Platinum, the home team, failing again to win at home. It has been a very disastrous campaign in terms of how they've approached their home games. Dynamos, the visiting team, however, they've won in their last 4 encounters, and a wonderful start to the season for the new manager. Now for the post-match, we are going to be talking to the Dynamos manager and his feelings on what has been an exceptional game. First of all, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Congratulations from the player about his goal, the more effort. About some players, some they play 90 minutes, today is go again 90 minutes in 3 days. It's not easy. Congratulations from the player. I talked before the game, I coming here from the result. I'm not coming here from play fantastic. I'm coming here from collect the points. I am happy about the result, but also need talking about the opponent have the two or clear chance, and this is the good luck from us. In the football, if you don't have the good luck, not possible have the good result. But it's good. I collect the 3 points again from the team, and I go from the future to more morale from our team, and let working again from better to better, game to game.
All the best, coach. It has been a fantastic game, and wish you all the best as you travel back to Harare.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Amazing. So that was the Dynamos gaffer with his sentiments after what has been an exceptional game. Sidibe being the difference between the two teams, scored late into the second half, and what a fantastic way to give the 7 million fans that, you know, Dynamos claim to have. What a wonderful visiting or traveling a game that they did have. You know, the last 5 games that they played against FC Platinum has been of mixed results, ups and downs, leaps and bounds. But this time around, after having played to a 1-0 draw, Abel Guatizo and Dematsika are being on the score sheet. Today, it was only Sidibe, one of their new signings, who managed to just beat FC Platinum and Joe Lupatla at home. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic from Dynamos. And now we're joined by the FC Platinum coach. Coach, hard luck at home again. We thought maybe you could have won the game in the first half. 2 clear chances that could have been buried and give you the crucial 3 points.
Yeah, it's really disappointing that you come here. Now we are even scared to come and play at home in front of our fans, where we've got a lot of support. The confidence seems to be the one that's affecting the boys. But you don't really. How do you explain a simple chance? Lock your ankle and score. The goalkeeper is not even there. But this is what we continue doing at home. We continue missing chances. We play, we dominate. They only had one chance, and they score. But for us, how many chances? First half, we had 3 chances. We had net to beat, but we failed to convert these chances. And I think it's now mentally, which is something that we need to continue working on. But it's disappointing. This is the 3rd time that we have lost at home. And it's really bad, and it's putting a lot of pressure also on us. We were trying and hoping that maybe we'll get to climb a little bit, but at the end of the day, we continue playing good, but we don't win.
And then you were by far the better of the 2 teams, especially in the first 45 minutes. And like you've been saying, it's a mentality thing. How do you plan on changing that? Because at home also the fans need a response.
Yeah, they need a response, and we have to continue working. We need to believe in ourselves. We must not stop believing, because we are a good team, but the results, they keep eluding us, especially at home. But we play fantastic football, and I've always said that playing good football and dominating does not give us the full points. At the end of the day, we dominated, but we've got 0 points, and it's really, really disappointing. And I hope that is something that we're going to work on. We don't have enough time. We've got a match on Saturday. We've got only tomorrow, Friday. We are traveling. So we need to try and make sure that we work on them. This game is over. We are not going to play it, but it's disappointing that we have lost. Instead of climbing up the ladder, we are going down.
I know the best, coach, as you continue with the last games of the season.
Okay, thank you so much.
Amazing. So that was Joe Lupatla showing his disappointment. He says they have been by far the better of the 2 teams, especially at home. They continue to dominate, to play some good football, but at the end, they do not get the much needed results. He talks about how they created the better chances, could not just lock his ankle and put the ball into the back of the net. One player in question has to be Trevor Bunu, got the better of the chances, but then could not bury them. Now, we saw Sidibe coming on. He was in the game, but in the second half, proved to be a crucial signing. Only needed 1 chance, and Dynamos became the victorious of the 2 teams. Now for FC Platinum, what does it mean as they are on the road this upcoming weekend? Now we're just going to be rounding up with the 2 analysts that I do have by my side. It has been a crazy game. Yep. So much we saw, but quickly as we round up for match day number 24, the first match of match day number 24, Joe Lupatla talks about it being a mentality thing. He says we continue to dominate games, we continue to create the better chances, but in the end, we then disappoint.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they lost it when it mattered the most. They tried to come back on the return, but we were just talking about the supply in front of goal. And just that one chance that they managed to get Dynamos, they managed to bury it. You were never going to get as many chances as you like in quite a tight game. I think Dynamos did manage to control the game better in that second half and actually managed to get that ball into the back of the net. In the first half, it looked like it could have had many goals. They missed their chances, FC Platinum. We're talking about how the head coach, John Prasha, was talking about their control that they always have, but not being able to finish off games. And this has been a superb win for Dynamos on the road. You could just see the way they were celebrating with the players on the bench after. Shows you what it means.
Yeah.
It means they're still with the Chargers. That's what it means for Dynamos and for FC Platinum going back again on the drawing board. And it has just been an average season for them altogether.
And then for Joe Lupatla, almost seemed like he doesn't have any hope left for him with the last games of the season. You could see how dejected he was when Sidibe scored that. Even talking to him after the post-match, he just looked like a man who's out of options, because you can't motivate a team maybe that denies to be motivated. And what is also have to do with the fans. He says, we can't win in front of our fans, and it's a mentality issue. How do you give yourself hope as a manager after such disappointing results?
First of all, I want to acknowledge he has got a very good team. Altogether, the boys have got so much energy. But, results are not coming. It's normal. It's part of the game. At the same time, you just have to formulate and get back to normal situations. I think he is one guy who wants to win. But for me, I think he's building a future team here. And everybody, you can hear also other fans, they were talking very positive about him. It's just that they are not scoring. You can see the stats. They've been controlling part of the game.
FC Platinum had the better chances, 6-5.
Yeah, exactly. You can see, but the thing is, most of the time it's about the lucky. They don't have lucky. You could see many mouth melees, especially in the last quarter.
And then, Chief, there's something about being in front of goal. Trevor Boni had 2 clear chances, and then Sidibe needed 1. And you talk about being efficient in front of goal. And that was the only difference the whole entire match.
Yeah, it's about the composure, I think Bunu did everything correct. But in the end, the finishing, it was more in a hurried way and wrong technique at the same time. But if you see the goal from Sidibe, it was well calculated. He leaned on the player. Then he went on with a low ground shot, which was very perfect and very good goal. But, it happens in football most of the time. You just need to get used in scoring. As a forward, I think Sidibe, he needed that goal. He needed that goal. It's a welcome for him at Dynamos, and it's a big family altogether. You can see here, put the ball, then you go down. He put it down, and also there was no chance for PTs.
But don't you feel like the goalkeeper could have done better in terms of leaving his lines and making it difficult for Sidibe?
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper just found himself in no man's land. Not really sure what he was trying to do. I think he could have actually came closer if he wanted to intercept that before Sidibe could put a foot on it. But he was also calculating whether he should come off the line or not. And in that moment, he was left halfway through coming to the challenge, and Sidibe did quite well to put it on the side of the goalkeeper. With his outstretched leg, he couldn't get a foot onto it. But at the end of the day, I don't think both managers will be pleased with what they saw in terms of attacking going forward. Of course, a scrappy 1-0 win for Dynamos, they don't mind however they come, because they still believe that they are still in that title race. We just want to be able to grind out those results, and that's exactly what they did today. It was a difficult game coming away to Shavani. I think it will be nice, right? Back home and then go back to Harare.
Exactly what the Dynamos coach did say. He said it's going to be a very good ride home as they are going to be preparing for their next encounter, which is going to be match day number 25. But from you, gentlemen, it's been fantastic, and thank you for being, unbiased in terms of how you approach the game. And Chief, your sentiments as we close.
I think, also the authorities for PSL, they also need to look and take care of the players. Because if you look at the way they rested like most teams played on Sunday and then they play on a Wednesday. It's not enough rest. That's why sometimes you see here it's more dangerous, even the approach of the players, the tackles. You can see here most players, they were draining, they were catching up with getting into violence, it's because of the tiredness, But I think they are going to improve in future altogether. We just have to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season. Also, the Mandava Cup coming through, a lot of games away. I'm just not just happy that I couldn't get the prediction right, but I did predict the Dynamos win. I think they have to keep on the pressure on top of the log table. A lot can happen on top, and they just have to keep doing what they can do. Just keep winning their games. They cannot control what happens on top. They just have to do their own job, and exactly that's what they did today.
So match day number 24, day number 2 has come to an end. We are going to be continuing with giving you live coverage of the Kasolaga Premier League. Tomorrow, as we are going to be in Chirenzes, we're going to be seeing Triangle play at home. But for you fans across the world who are watching also the Kasolaga Premier League, we say thank you. And from everyone behind the crew, the set and the crew behind this production, we say thank you. Until next time, it's goodbye.
Imagine a 10-year-old living with severe obstructive